Hey everyone, welcome to another video. Let's talk about motivation. I had one of you write to me the other day and you were saying, I'm at college. Initially when I got here I was smashing it, I was really good, and now suddenly I really can't be bothered. How do I get that motivation back to actually continue doing what I'm doing? I've got 3 points that I work by, and I thought I'd share this because when I was going through the comments earlier before doing this video, besides this one person who'd also written about college, I get so many of you asking me for advice about different aspects of your life and how do you get through. And actually the common theme doesn't necessarily seem to be the problem as such that you're dealing with. The question you're really asking is, how do I find the strength and motivation to work through this situation to eventually come out the other side? The first thing you need to do, and it sounds really easy, but honestly it's probably the hardest thing, is avoid negativity. The biggest killer of motivation and the biggest killer of success is negativity. And it's not even negativity from those around you, although that could be part of it. Some of the worst negativity comes from our own selves. Things we might think or believe about ourselves, like you're not good enough for this, we're never going to achieve this. Those things are killer, and you need to recognize when you're doing it and stop yourself doing it, and it's very difficult. I read a really good analogy about this on Facebook, I think it was about 2 weeks ago. It was likening negativity and all of us as being like, if you imagine we are a ship and we're floating on the sea, and the sea, the water around us are the negative thoughts. If you don't pay attention to those negative thoughts, if you don't let them in, you'll continue to float on your way, you'll get to your destination. If you start paying attention to the negative thoughts around you, if you start listening to them, it's not dissimilar to you ending up with, some damage to your ship. The water starts coming in. Before you know it, you're letting in those negative thoughts, and it can suddenly become very overwhelming and very difficult to suddenly block them out. And what happens after a while? You're gonna have so much water on board, it's gonna sink you. If your problem is negativity around you, I had one of you asking, you had negativity in the workplace and you were talking about how to deal with it. First of all, if it's a cultural thing and not necessarily something that you can talk to a superior about, then you either quit, which, let's face it, we're at work more than we are with our own families. If you're not happy in your job, then you should consider doing that. Either quit and move somewhere else, or try and create a positive atmosphere around you. Maybe don't get involved in any talk or any gossip that goes on. My God, that is one thing that happens in some companies I've worked in, and that can really pull you down. It can just leave you feeling yucky actually when that sort of culture exists. But try and create a positive atmosphere around you. Go into work, do your thing, do the best, go home, take your salary, thank you very much. If your negativity is maybe coming from family around you, I do think that sometimes with family, they don't realise they're doing it. Talk to them, explain, point out all their negativity and the things that they're saying to you, and just say, please don't do it. If it doesn't work, then whenever they talk about something negative, highlight it to them. Say, there you go again, you're saying something negative. Flip it back round on them. Point number 2 is don't compare yourself to others. We all have a different life and a different journey. When you look at other people, they might be further along the journey than you are, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they've been more successful. It's just that their life path is slightly different. I think it's very difficult though in this world of social media, and there's definitely a trend for people to talk more and to big up their lives a lot more. But I know a lot of people, like one of my friends in particular, who's saying to me like, oh, I go on my Facebook and Tom from school has bought his first house, Emma's written that she's got a promotion, Susan's had a baby, I'm making up these names, but people talk in a way that they wouldn't necessarily normally. And when you're scrolling through your Facebook, you've been at work all day, you're back at your mum's, and then you're reading these things, it can really make you compare where you are to where they are. Consider also that when people talk about their situation and their lives, whether it's in the office or on Facebook or whatever, people add spice. 9 times out of 10 it's exaggerated, and it's a picture that they want to portray. Very few people are going to say, do you know what, life's crap right now. This has happened, I've got no money, I've just got fired. Take with a pinch of salt what people say, because yeah, Susan might have had a baby and a promotion, but her husband might be about to leave her. You just don't know the situation. Focus on you and not them. That is the moral of the story. Then the final point is respect yourself. If you find yourself in a situation where you've got this big dream but you don't feel like you're getting there, or you're at uni, you've lost your mojo, you just can't make yourself do the work, very often the first thing you'll do is get angry at yourself, you'll feel demoralised, your motivation's going to die along with it, and you're probably going to think like, is now the time that I should quit? One of the things that really helps me in this situation is I imagine that I'm an employee and I critique how I've managed myself. And very often when I actually look at it, if I'd gone to a company and I'd been given the target of this project, i.e. my dream goal, I would actually have a structured approach of achieving it. And I think most of the time, for most of us, we don't put together a structure. We just go, I want to buy that house that's £1 million. There's no plan in terms of getting there. And so for every year that goes past, when you've not achieved the £1 million house, you're going to feel more and more disheartened. Create lots of small, achievable goals, things that are going to work towards the bigger picture, and try and do it so that you can actually achieve those goals on an ongoing basis. That goal could be anything. If we take the college analogy, maybe it's, I'm going to take 2 hours out today where I don't go out with my friends and I'm actually going to get something done. And set yourself a small target. You might have a mountain of work that you really can't be bothered to do, but say, right, I've got that one essay I need to do. Out of the 10 that I need to do, I'm gonna get 1 done. For every small goal that you manage to achieve, you're gonna feel better in yourself. It's gonna boost your motivation. Plus as well, it's gonna fill that void between now and the big dream, which very often, if you're sort of sat there waiting for it to happen, it's gonna feel like a long old time and it can feel quite disheartening. I'm going to put here now some of the comments that you guys have been sending me over the last sort of 10 to 12 months. I really want to thank you for sending me through your questions. If you want more of these videos, let me know. I was actually thinking about doing one on confidence and self-esteem, because I think that's another thing that can hold us back a lot of the time. Even if you think you're quite a confident person, I bet there will be situations where you feel a little bit out of your comfort zone and maybe that's holding you back. So if you'd like something like that, let me know and I can do it. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next video.